A little bit of a different video now. I'm here in my backyard and it's a fantastic winter's day here. My god, the sun is warming so much already. Water droplets dripping everywhere. You really feel the spring. It's around the corner. What a gorgeous day. Just love these type of days. By the way, drinking here some black tea with ginger, a little bit under the weather. This is a mug that I bought actually last year from Berlin. It's the castle of the great King of Prussia, Friedrich der Große, Frederick the Great. I'm a little bit of a history nerd, always been kind of fascinated by history. Never read any novels nowadays. I just read either some books about nature or history. I speak German practically as a second language, and I have German roots from my father's side. Also lived there, so it's a kind of a dear country to me also. But anyways, this knife I had yesterday with me when I was doing nature photography the whole day, and I realized something during that trip that I want to mention now in this video. And please comment if you have had these similar experiences, or if you have this kind of connection to knives or any other items. But if you know what I mean, please comment in the video. But yeah, I had this knife yesterday and I realized that this has a very special meaning, this knife. And I actually have not thought about that, but noticed it yesterday, and then I was started to reflect on that, and I realized always when I use this brings back a certain important memory. And there's many knives that I've owned through the years. I've been a knife enthusiast since I was 10 and 9, and so I've sold, bought, traded many knives, and but some knives then stays, and I have been mentioning this in the channel before. Some Martini knives, different Puukos that are just, they will never leave. I will never part from them, so they have become so important for me. But this knife, I realized yesterday, is on that category, although it's not that old knife. But yesterday I realized that always when I use this, it takes me back to a certain evening, certain trip that I did years ago. And it was to a remote lake here in the forests in a November evening, beautiful November evening, very quiet but kind of warm. And I had a campfire there by that lake, and I was just testing this GNS by LT Wright. It was a new knife at the time for me. And during this trip, I realized, I still remember the moment, by the way. I was sitting there by this campfire by the lake, and I made a decision to take a divorce. And it is one of the most difficult decisions in my life, but it was also very good decision, very happy decision, although tough, and these things are never easy. But I wouldn't be, maybe even not here, if I haven't done that decision. So I won't go too much to the details about the difficult marriage. And this trip is always, like always when I use this knife, I'm reminded of that trip, because at that time I remember feeling like the nature, the fire, and also this as a companion were kind of my whole universe at that point, and they kind of gave me strength. So otherwise it was chaos, it was hardship, it was kind of changes that I didn't have any idea that would take place. You know, these things are really hard, because I wanted to stay actually in the marriage, and I did everything I can, but at one point it was just enough for me. And I remember still during that trip by the campfire, by the lake, testing this knife, I made that decision. So that's why this now is a very special knife for me. And also it's a very good knife, because this is one of the best bushcrafting knives that I have. It is absolutely wonderful. Perfect fit and finish, great steel. Love the steel actually. One of the most comfortable handles of any knives that I have. This is genius design in my opinion. Thickness, the grind, everything. It's just pure functionality. Yeah, but I just wanted to share this. And please comment if you have had this similar experiences. With certain knives, there just is this bond that I have with these. After that, this knife kind of go to the category of knives that I will never ever part from. So knives that will stay. And this is definitely, definitely a knife in that category. Because this knife also has now become to symbolize good decisions in my life, good decision making. With good decisions you can, with bold decisions, with decisions that needs courage, can come good changes and better life. Yeah, but anyways, have a great day. I will continue here to enjoy this fantastic, you could almost say now even spring day. Cheers.